My mom passed away last year. She had CTE from concussions. I think she even got a concussion during gymnastics. She fell in first grade on ice walking home from school and got her first concussion. A garbage man found her laying in a pool of blood. And that is her first concussion. And then ever since, she got concussions on roller coasters, the Steel Phantom in Pittsburgh. Any roller coaster that would bang her head, she'd have a concussion. She fell after donating blood in the early 2000s. Smacked her head really hard. She broke her nose and jaw and was ambulanced to St. Vincent's in Erie. She didn't know who any of us were. Her concussion was so bad. Then ever since then, she got concussions very easily, just like an NFL football player. She started having rage. By her late 50s, she was forgetting how to write. She was forgetting all kinds of stuff. And then at 59, they diagnosed her with early onset Alzheimer's. So sadly, many people that have concussions, and that's why I like to warn people that their kids are in football that get concussions, be very careful because it can develop into CTE, Concussion Syndrome. And then if you had a lot of concussions, you have a chance of getting early onset Alzheimer's. My mom died at age 71 last year. She fought early onset Alzheimer's from age 59 to age 71, and half of those years she was in a nursing home. It took pretty much all the money she had because she unexpectedly got early onset Alzheimer's. That's one reason I didn't want my sons to play football. Concussions are very dangerous. I don't think people realized how much. She ended up losing her whole life pretty much at 59. She lost her job, she lost her license, they wouldn't let her drive anymore. All from concussions. Drink a lot of coconut juice. I used to try to give my mom coconut stuff. It's supposed to help heal your brain. I was trying to give my mom that. We were trying everything because we didn't want her to have Alzheimer's. You know, we wanted her to live longer. It progressed really fast. She wanted home care. She didn't want to go to a nursing home. She loved her home. She loved the guy she was dating. She lost her job. She was having depression. Meals on Wheels, I absolutely love. Meals on Wheels would bring her a meal, and when we couldn't be there, he'd visit her every day, talk to her. It just really made her day, bringing her a meal because she couldn't cook at home anymore. She would forget and leave the stove on, but I tried to cook for her or take her out to eat anytime I came to town so she had a good meal. Many years my mom had rage. We wondered, why do you yell so easily? Why do you get so mad? And it was from her concussions, I believe. I think that she was fighting CTE. She was very sweet. She was losing her memory. I remember trying to take her out to buffets, and that's when I started noticing how bad she got. She used to be able to direct me all around Erie. I wouldn't even need a GPS. She'd say, like, turn here, turn there. She started forgetting how to navigate. And then I'd bring her to restaurants, and I turned the GPS on, and I let her think she was navigating, so she still felt good. So she didn't realize she was losing her memory. Oh, thank you. She had 3 kids. I have a brother and sister, and for a long time we would rotate weekends. My brother would stay with her, and then I would stay with her. And then during the week, she would have a home care lady come in a few times a week. I brought her to a buffet, and she started asking what all the food was on the buffet, and she didn't really know how to use the utensils. And then I noticed, like, this is when she started getting bad, right before the nursing home. She would pretty much take sweet stuff, like, you know, like sugary donuts and stuff. CTE, they can't really diagnose it. I mean, you kind of know just because they have a lot of concussions, because they have the rage, she had all the symptoms of CTE. At the family doctor, she did billing, and she was crying when I called one day. She said, I got a bad review. I've never had a bad review. I do the billing. I'm like the best billing specialist at the office, and I'm training other people we've merged with. She was putting the numbers in backwards. And like, she said, I'm starting to forget how to write. And she started crying. He ended up bringing her to an Alzheimer's doctor. The Alzheimer's doctor was at UPMC in Pittsburgh. He did some kind of math test, different test with her. And at 59, he said she missed 90% of her math problems. She was a finance major. Sorry, I'm a little bit emotional about it. She died last year. But she had missed 90% of her math problems. Sorry. I feel bad for her. because she died so young, but when she would pull in parking spots, one thing we don't think of mathematically is we use our brain to decipher pulling in those two lines when we park. She would pull in and park in the center of a parking spot. She started mathematically not knowing how to park. Yep, she's in heaven, definitely. But she started having trouble parking, doing math, forgetting everything. Let me think, what else? So at buffets, she started mixing all the food, the sweet stuff, and this Chinese food, and forgetting how to use the utensils. And I was like, oh my gosh. She would try to hang her coat on the toilet. I was like, no, Mom. And I took her coat. I'm like, you can't do that. You know, it's yuck. It's a toilet of a public place. And just she started progressing, like getting worse. You know, it started from forgetting things, you know, not knowing how to eat. I'm trying to think what else. She had like a decline, and it is, thank you. It's amazing how you're still emotional when you lose a parent. You know, like she died in 3 of 24, March 2024 from it. It got to, she just kept getting worse. And then my sister and us were having trouble trying to get her in the nursing home. She started unloading her freezers one day. She unloaded everything in the freezer. And the home care lady came and said, what are you doing? It really affects you losing a parent. But, sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional talking on you. I keep her obituary on the fridge. It helps you deal with it because you can still see their picture and talk to them, you know. She unloaded her freezers and was stacking all the food and said, I'm packing for the nursing home. She was like hallucinating. And the home care lady called my sister and said, it's time. I think you can get her in the nursing home now. She's talking about packing for the nursing home. She was really cute. Like I came up and I helped her pack her clothes for the nursing home. And my sister said, can you please lay out her clothes? Aw. She said, I have a frog my mom gave me, like sentimental type things, you know, I saved. Her trophy, she rode dirt bikes. She raced dirt bikes. She had to give that up and she hated that. She had first place racing dirt bikes, my mom. I was proud of her. She could fix dirt bikes. She could work on them. She was a tomboy. Hey, see? Actually, I have a trophy here. This was my mom's trophy. One of her dirt bike trophies. Yeah, she was cool. You know, she could fix cars. She was a really cool lady. She'd race trials and whenever you ride up cliffs and stuff with dirt bikes, she did that. She unloaded the freezers, and then I had to pack her clothes and get her suitcase ready. My brother was driving her down to the nursing home in Maryland. What was cute was I'd lay her outfit out, and she'd keep picking it up and walking around with it, and then they couldn't find the outfit that I laid out. They would do, like, cute stuff like that, you know, when they have dementia or Alzheimer's. You're like, my brother was, like, trying to find the outfit I laid out for her, because she'd go, what's this? Didn't somebody put something away? You know, and she'd pick it up and carry it with her. I would take her grocery shopping, and I noticed that she liked to act like she was better than she was too. That's something people with Alzheimer's or dementia or CTE, I guess, they don't want to go to the nursing home. So my mom would act like she could read things or act like she was better than she was. It was sad during COVID, we didn't get to see her. The nurses brought her outside to wave and say hi, like, so we could still see her, which was really cool. The hardest part was at the end. She was getting urinary tract infections that would make her pass out, be in pain. You know, she got very sick. My mom, she started wandering at night at the very end. She was like almost like kind of in hospice type care almost. And I would keep getting calls. They're like, your mom fell and hit her head. My mom would wonder though. They had to actually like lock her down in the bed because she kept falling and giving herself head injuries.